All right, all right, all right. Looks like we are live. How's it going, YouTube? It is the chaplain here, coming to you live from the chapel. I'm having some technical difficulties with my tripod, my smaller one, so I'm having to use my larger one, although that is probably inconsequential to you. So if you'll just bear with me for just a moment. All right. All right, so here we go. It's been about a week or so since I made a video, and I wanted to hop on really quick and show you a couple of things that you could use, have, etc. for your gaming experience, for your gaming playthrough. I'm going to try to stop saying So it was suggested by Salty Dog Gaming on YouTube, and the gentleman's name is escaping me right now. I think it's Sean. On the Facebook groups, said, hey, why don't you make a video on some of the accessories that you'll need, the upgrades and stuff that you'll need to play on Lieutenant Dan's map well. And so before we get started with some of those upgrades, I wanted to first say that you will need the Lieutenant Dan map. Now, I'm going to mention a lot of websites, I'm going to mention a lot of links, and I will be adding those later, so please don't freak out. I will be posting those, I promise. If you want this map that you're looking at right now, first and foremost, you have to go to siredblood.com/community. That is siredblood.com/community, and find out what the heck this even is. This is BBR, all right? This is the Bloodbath rule set. Okay, this is a variant of the Axis and Allies Global 1940 game. This is here in its 4th iteration. This is the version 4 map. So you will need, first and foremost, to become familiar with BBR. Do that by going to the website. Then you'll need to pay $20 if you would like this map. $20 to Sired Blood via PayPal. Just send it to his email, siredblood@yahoo.com, and you can gain access to the map file. Now, if you want this specific map, this beautiful Lieutenant Dan version, you will also then, once you've paid Sired Blood for the rights to his map, since it's his map, you will then have to get Lieutenant Dan's permission by sending him some money via his PayPal, and he'll hook you up with that in the forum. He may even chime in later with a comment with his email because it's escaping me at the moment, but I think he's only asking for $10 for the work that he put in. Now, he and Sired Blood have just put in countless hours, honestly, making this map better, right? The Sahara Desert doesn't need to extend all the way to the ocean, okay? Making it a little more historically accurate by adding the mountains, the Gobi Desert, things of that sort. Making the game space more playable, all right? We don't need an itty-bitty Poland, okay? We don't need a gigantic Africa, all right? So they've put in work. They've made it beautiful. And Lieutenant Dan's version as well. Lieutenant Dan found all kinds of historical facts. That's what you're looking at here. You're looking at operation names and casualties and all that kind of stuff. So you'll need to pay him. Then you'll need to get it printed. I got mine printed at primoprint.com. There's all kinds of places. You can go to FedEx Print, you can go to Office Max, you can go to Office Depot, whatever you have near you. Local print shop. A lot of people have luck with Minutemen Press. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that is, but anyway, you get it printed. So that's what you need first, the map. Then you need a rule book. Now, currently, the most recent public rulebook is version 3, and he is currently working on version 4, but version 3 is available for free download on Sired Blood's website. I happen to have an actual BB3 rulebook that I got at the tournament, but I also printed off my own. This is the cover that I used for the rulebooks at my tournament that I hosted this year, and inside is a BB3 rulebook. So you can just print those off willy-nilly. Just don't be a little butt and steal things. Give credit where credit's due, right? So once you have the rule book, once you have the map, hopefully you have 1940 2nd edition global pieces, Europe and Pacific. The next thing you're going to want to do is get rid of those stupid cardboard markers, all right? So here's where we get into the nitty-gritty. Now, everything that I'm about to show you is my preference. These are my preferred things. These are not the end-all be-all. This is not the extensive list of what's available. These are just upgrades that I like to have that make my gaming a little bit better. And yeah, so we'll just go from there. So everyone is familiar with these cardboard markers, right? Everyone knows what these are, okay? Focus. There we go. That's a major. You've got a minor, right? Everyone hates these. All right, they're hard to pick up. They're called chits. English chits. Chits. Which to some people sounds like cursing, so we just don't say it. We call them markers. But everyone has these, okay? Not everyone likes them. They're not the favorite. Well, you can go on historicalboardgaming.com and you can purchase these. That's pretty neat. Major factory. Let me grab a minor factory here for you. Major, minor, put them closer together, big hands. Major and minor, pretty cool. All right, not too bad, not too shabby. Those are on historicalboardgaming.com. Historicalboardgaming.com also has a factory upgrade set, a G40 factory upgrade set. Now these are painted. All right, I painted these bronze. I haven't brushed them or dry brushed them or anything like that. They're just bronze, okay? And those are the majors, and this is the minor. Okay, hand modeling at its finest, or worst, whatever. It's like German sausages. They're the worst. So you have those, but some of you don't have the money to spend like that, all right? I'll be honest, I was not able to purchase these on my own. They were a gift to me. What I had done was I had taken the classic ones, and a lot of people now use these for minors, but I like to use them for majors. So I got these for majors, and then very, very cheaply on eBay, I found little Monopoly houses, and I used Monopoly houses for minors. Not too bad. So you've got the cardboard chits, okay? You've got these acrylic square printed things. You've got your original factories and Monopoly houses. You've got the factory upgrade set, major and minor. All right, that's pretty neat. Then we have the air bases and naval bases. Okay, so through historicalboardgaming.com yet again, and also available on combatminiatures.org, there are all kinds of naval bases. There's a larger naval base. There's a naval base with a battleship on the front of it. Okay, there's a naval base with, this one actually says naval base. This one says naval port. And then there's this one with a slightly different anchor. Okay, so, I mean, we've got options here, okay? These are neat, all right? I like these a lot. These are some of my preferred pieces. Also, though, you've got these. No words on them. These came straight from combatminiatures.org, and these are very, very nice. I like these. I like them because they're wordless. They're not white, so it doesn't stand out quite as much, but it's still got that blue pop that everyone likes, all right? These are also from combatminiatures.org. These are the air bases. Now, just for the record, if you buy this map, they are printed. Air and naval bases are printed on here. You can see the naval base is printed right there, okay? The Victory City, Lieutenant Dan even put an Egyptian for that particular Victory City. All right, you look over here at Italy. See, you've got a minor factory. You've got the naval base. You've got the air base printed on your map. You've got a major factory, okay? So, I mean, you still have options. Let's zoom out. Okay. I like these airfields from Historical Board Gaming. I feel like they more accurately represent the World War II era, but they also have, they seriously just, they have everything, guys. They really do. These are another 2 markers that they have. Depending on if you're playing Global War 85 or 2020, you might want these jets. If you're playing a Korean War era type game, you might want this airbase. Like, it's really, everything in here is preferential, okay? But then once you get past the cardboards and the acrylics, you've got things like this. It's an air base. It's a naval base. Now these particular ones are large, and they're 3D printed, and I painted them, spray painted them, bronze. These were a gift. Okay, so you have these, and these are nice. These particular ones are a little bit big for my map. If I had a 4x8 map, I think it'd be great, but I have a 3x6. So you also have these 3D printed ones, and I'm not 100% sure where these came from. I'm really not. I'm going to say Shapeways, shapeways.com. But now, Rich at combatminiatures.org has his own 3D printed air and naval bases, and these are in this lid because I just got these painted up in a cream, and I'm going to try to dry brush them with a gray or potentially stain them. Air and naval bases. And I painted these cream because they, as Lieutenant Dane pointed out in his video when he showed his bases, I basically borrowed this idea from him. They blend in a little bit more, but because they're 3D, right, they stand out. So they blend in with the color scheme of the map a little bit. So those are air and naval bases, all right? You've got options. A couple other accessories that you're going to want would be damage markers. Now, we've got all kinds of damage markers, all right? I've got flames. Let's put that in frame there. Great. I've got flames. I've got smokestack. I've got acrylic smokestack. You've got these damaged markers. Okay, there's lots of ways to show damage. HBG. HBG and combat miniatures. HBG and combat miniatures, and these are combat miniatures specific. So definitely have choices, definitely have options. The next thing that you're going to want to get is some fuel gauges. Now, you can make these cheap. You can get these really, really cheaply. This is not very expensive. I actually have mine glued up because on the back of them it's blank. And so this way I can see, no matter what side it's on, if it's in my container, I can be like, oh, okay, cool, I need one. Boom. I don't have to flip them over and be like, oh, shoot, what is that? No, they're all... So I have a couple that are glued up. That helps me figure out what I'm snagging there. Another accessory that's neat to have, and I first saw these on Hambone HQ's channel. These are arrows from the Risk board game. Came out in the early 2000s. And they have them for sale on eBay all the time. Different colors, green and yellow and red and black and blue. And I got black and blue. I use black to signify attack and blue to signify non-combat. So I've got my units here. They're going to attack Syria. Or I've got my units here. I'm going to non-com into Syria. It's really helpful in YouTube games. It's really helpful in big games where you're trying to remember, hey, I want to mark these things. The arrows help show. And when you purchase them, you can get the short ones or the long ones. Sometimes they all come in the same pack. Okay, and I just glued mine together. Black on one side, blue on another. HBG also has these convoy markers. They're acrylic. They're nice to mark convoy disruptions. There are a couple people I saw on the Facebook page recently that a guy took some transports, some old Liberty transport ships, and kind of cut them down or melted them down and put them on a platform, and now it looks like convoy disrupted. You can also get, since in the BBR you have oil point, 2 oil points actually. There are oil derricks. So I got these as a gift again and spray painted them bronze. And then Rich at HBG has resources as well. He went ahead and printed oil barrels, which are pretty neat. I like these a little bit more because they're lower profile, so they don't take up as much visual space on the board. And then in the BBR, you also have resources. You have 5 resources on the board. They're all in Russia. And if you get 3 of them as the axis, you get the resource point. Well, Rich printed up these 3D printed ingots, which are pretty nice. They're lightweight. They're very cool. They stack up very nicely. Let's see if we can get it on the map there, right there. Yep. Actually, there's one right there in the Caucasus. So that looks not bad, right? I like those. Those are very cool. You can also, and I'm plugging both of these businesses, I highly recommend historicalboardgaming.com and combatminiatures.org. Both Rich and Doug do a phenomenal job with their customer service. If there's an issue, they fix it right away. If something's wrong, like I said, they fix it right away. They're great guys. They're small business owners. I will always buy from small businesses before I buy from big businesses. This is from Historical Board Gaming. These are iron ingots. You can buy a pack of 10 for like $6. And so it really just is your preference. Some days, to mark the resources on my map, I'll use these, and sometimes I'll use these. I like the weight of these. These are a little heavier, so you'll need some of those. Also in this box, I bought some Dutch neutrals. I had some given to me, and I had to buy a couple more. I use these to indicate my neutrals. So in Saudi Arabia, in the BBR, there's 3. So I'll put him there with 2 chips. There's my neutrals. I also have, and these are free to print, these images, submerged tokens and air transport tokens, because in the BBR you can use air transports. Those are some of the accessories that I have. Another good thing that you can get is the card deck. So, you know, I'm sure you've seen Grasshopper's card deck. Sired Blood also has a card deck. And this is available at makeplayingcards.com. This is the BBR card deck. This is version 3. And so it has all this information, the Axis Victory Scorecard, combined arms, etc., the stuff you need to know. And then it has the national objectives. He really did a great job putting all this together. I mean, it looks great. And then to get it from Make Playing Cards, you know, it's just good stuff. You can get those at makeplayingcards.com. He also has custom cash. Now, I wasn't able to get the custom cash through makeplayingcards.com. I merely printed it myself and then cut it, laminated it, and rounded the corners, but custom cash. This is his first generation of custom cash. He has a second one that we used at BBR 3, 20s, 10s, and 5s. Okay. This is just nice to have. You know, I've always liked the idea of using some kind of physical monetary, whether you use chips or you use paper money or you use laminated money. I'm not a pen and paper kind of guy. I feel like people are too flawed. There's a few other things I'm going to show you really quick, and then we'll hop off because this video is already way too long and nobody's commenting, which is fine. I'm just, you know, I'll only stick around if you want me to. A lot of people like to use task force markers, and they will put units on a task force marker. And so I went ahead and got a small sheet of acrylic, and I just measured it, scored it, broke it, and sanded the edges, rounded the edges. So I have these task force markers, but I have them in 2 sizes. So this is a larger one. I use this for the Americans and for the Brits and for the Japanese. I use the smaller one in the med, or I use it for submarines. You see the size difference here. And seriously, all I did was I had the sheet, I measured, I scored it with a razor blade a couple times, and then I popped it. And yeah, I broke a couple, well, whatever. And then I rounded the edges with a metal file. So there's no sharp points, there's no ouch points, and it slides around my map without scratching it, cutting it, whatever. So I have those. And then the last thing I'm going to show you is these task force markers from combatminiatures.org. He actually has some specific to each nation. And so you just put a unit here, and this is for the Navy, for the Japanese Navy. I like these. This is what I bought. So he has the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd Navy. Okay, and you just put this in whatever sea zone, and then you can stick this off to the side, and you see it's corresponding to the 1st Navy. Okay, with the small call out. Put this in the sea zone, put this wherever you need to, and boom, there you go, it's a call out. So those are just some of the accessories that you can have, some of the accessories that you can get. Honestly, if I were to tally up the total amount of money that was spent on these by myself, it would be very minimal, because this community is so great. There are just such generous people in it, and so I really haven't spent that much money. But if I were to have bought everything that I have, what you're looking at is probably less than $150. between all the resources and the factories and the neutrals and the acrylics and this and that, probably $150. 200 on a bad day, 125 on a good day. But anyway, those are some of the upgrades, updates, enhancements that you'll need or would probably want to have to play this game to its full. Again, the cardboard stuff is just garbage. All right, I if you're still using them, that's your thing. I'm not bashing you. I just don't want to play with those. I will say though, I've seen, and I'll end on this really quick. I've seen Warpig. I don't know if you're familiar with his channel, but Warpig, he uses the cardboard markers, but he's actually built them up. So he has a stack of airbases markers, and that's his airbase. Or he has he made a little rectangle for his naval bases, and it's just a bunch of naval bases glued together. And I mean, that looks pretty cool for what they are, for the cardboard markers. Those are pretty cool. So anyway, like I said, that's just some of the stuff that you might want, some of the stuff that might enhance your gameplay, might enhance your diving into your game. So again, I'll post all those links in the description box after the video is posted. I have to wait until it officially posts and whatever. Since I'm doing it live, it usually takes about 25 minutes to 30 minutes. So I'll make sure I add those links to combatminiatures.org. I'll make sure that I add to Hambone said cardboard is garbage. I'm correct. Yes, Hambone, you are right. Have you seen Warpig cardboard markers though? He did them nicely. But like I said, I'll add the combatminiatures.org link. I'll add the siredblood.com/community link, and I will also add the makeplayingcards.com link and historicalboardgaming.com. These are all the links you need to go check out. Drop whatever money you need to enhance your gaming. The great Der Kunstler said that anything we can use or do to make our gaming experience better is worth it. So there you go. I'm the chaplain. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be praying for you.